Okay, today we are playing a game on Ilios. We are in the gold SR range, and we'll be playing Roadhog the entire way through. We are also on the console today, so consider yourself forewarned. It's our boy, Wrench Daddy 69. The microphone's in the way. It's Wrench Daddy 69. Trust me. So, this is much too quiet. Hold on. Enhance. There we go. Not that much, though. Alright, so we're gonna actually hear the game for once. So, immediately, wow, super fucking annoying team to play against, right? Holy shit, you're like, alright, Winston, D.Va, Tracer, Doomfist. Holy shit, there were, what an Moira as well, actually. Like, wow, what an aggravating opening volley to the game right there. But now we know there's like 1,000 fuckboys over there that we gotta deal with, right? So, Roadhog, you have this obligation where you gotta try and stop the divers and flankers, right? But what do you do when there's 4, maybe 5, depending on how you think of Moira, divers and flankers on the enemy team? What do? Well, you pick the most annoying ones. Who am I gonna pick as the most annoying one? Doomfist. Motherfucker's gotta go. He's the one I want fucking dead. D.Va, she's the easy one to get. Very fun to bully D.Va around. Just a big old sack of ult charge floating around the map, you know what I mean? So we catch the Winston right here. My concern is, as this will be a recurring thing, what's Doomfist up to? Doomfist seems to be going in right now, based off of him sliding off that way. So, bullying Winston's also fun, of course, but, Doomfist. I fucking hate Doomfist. This might just be my personal bias coming through, because I do fucking loathe Doomfist, okay? I think Doomfist was the biggest mistake ever made as far as Overwatch is concerned, you know? Some people will be tempted to say Bridget. Obviously, I'm not gonna say Bridget. Doomfist was definitely the biggest mistake in this game. Very unnecessary to hook D.Va right there. We could have just shot her, then like hooked her if she put the defense matrix up or like continued to fight us. Just hooking her immediately, you know? Just general also when you're playing Roadhog. You really want to get... I didn't know D.Va did that when she's inside the mech and she's getting hooked. Like, no, stop. Just general with Roadhog. You want to like shoot the guy, then hook the guy, then shoot the guy again. Just general practice, you know? Unless if you're gonna run out of ammo, you got 1 bullet left, it's better to do it after you hook the guy, because they're gonna be way closer at that point. But, oh, that got weird. Whoa. He should have been fucking ripped in half by the inertia on that boy right there. What even happened to him to do that? Like, what happened to him to make that happen? We don't have, like, an Orisa. No, why the fuck did he just get yanked right back down again? I don't fucking know, but Jesus Christ, he should have just been torn in half. That should have been like a Mortal Kombat fatality right there, to be honest. Wow, he kept going. That guy had like 20 health, and he kept going. So hey, D.Va, ooh. Took a breather a little soon on that one, because you want to take the breather when the explosion's actually going to go off, so you reduce the damage, you know? Oh god, the Discord's beeping at me. Hold on. Okay, it's nothing important. It's nothing important. My friend's trying to get me to play Code Vein. Does that the fucking weeb Dark Souls? Real talk, right? Code Vein. I don't know if any of you played it. I played it. That's a bad fucking game, dude. That's terrible. Character creator is a 10 out of 10. The game? Holy shit, that's a bad fucking video game, dude. I have absolutely zero desire to play that goddamn game. Anyway. So everything's going very badly right now, as we may have noticed. There's just a lot going on, you know? I think we're focusing on this D.Va way too much. Like, we're letting the Tracer and the Doomfist basically just bully people around. And we're, like, trying to bully their tank line. The tank line's very easy and very fun to bully, of course, but Tracer and Doomfist are way bigger threats than D.Va and Winston are. We need to be focusing on them way more than the Winston D.Va. But D.Va has, like, done nothing, practically. Like, fuck the D.Va. So he's doing that. We're gonna do this in response. D.Va has taken offense to that, but now we're gonna take D.Va's mech in reparations for that maneuver right there. Unfortunately, you fly right into the boy to stop the boy, but you're not gonna have enough defense matrix, and then you're gonna lose your fucking mech, because that head hitbox, ooh, that's a juicy fucking head hitbox right there. Anyway, we captured the point. Fantastic news. It took a bit of effort, you know? It took a few ultimates, but we did get it. Oh, unfortunate. There's a lot of boys in this corridor. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Fuck that hoe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh! That couldn't have gone better, to be honest. We killed the Tracer without the hook, and then we got to kill the Moira? Oh my god, that was incredible. So they have a Roadhog now. Unfortunately, the Roadhog that hooks first in Roadhog versus Roadhog usually ends up being worse off in the end. Unless you hook their Roadhog, like, right into your whole fucking team. Tragically, our team, you know, we've seen the game. We've seen the game so far. It's not looking good. Whole team's kind of dying out here. It should have really changed to somebody faster. This is one of those situations where we just want to get back to them as fast as we possibly can. Oh, we took a breather real late on that one. That got very scary. Oh, Tracer. Oh, she stuck us. Wow. Oh, we got her, though. Fucking got her, though, right at the end. I mean, realistically, what were we going to do at that point? You know? What were we going to do at that point? So a real fuck of a round. Basically just didn't focus the flankers and the flankers enough out of there. Focus on the divers too much compared to the flank. Well, I guess you could think of Doomfist as either a diver or a flanker. It felt like they got to bully around our backline real hard, and we did very little to contest them. We were kind of the only one on our team that could for quite a while. We got the McCree now, so that's nice. Interestingly, so everything that just happened in that previous round, right? Just like, imagine you're a support on our team right now, you know? Everything that happened in that round just happened. You're playing support. What prompts you to pick Zenyatta after all of that just happened? What about all of that situation makes you think, you know what would be the perfect counter to that situation? Zenyatta. I guess he's just gonna click on fucking Tracer and Doomfist real good, right? Just like real fucking good. Anyway, so they got a Lucio, of course, you know, naturally. Doomfist already killed McCree. Okay, he did. I heard him charging, and I thought somebody else was about to die, but it was Doomfist that died, so that's nice. Again, try and click the guy, then hook him. If we get the shot in, hook the guy, then shoot him, he's dead. He barely lived, so if we get that extra shot in, he's done. Oh, yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He's got the fucking Discord orb on him as well. He's super dead. Alright, so despite that being a pretty bad start with Doomfist killing McCree, we ended up turning it around, so that's good. Ooh, I heard the dart coming as well. It really looked like he punched us through the wall. I know what happened, but like it really looked very jarring. Like he actually just like slid around the wall. Like he just slid around the wall. But it just, from our perspective on it, it looked like he quantum shifted through the wall. But you know, you slide along these things. The classic Reinhardt. You ever been playing Reinhardt? And you're like, I'm gonna pin this guy into this wall next to me, and you just fucking grind along the wall all the way into their team instead of actually pinning into it. So Soldier's fucking dead. Unfortunately, Roadhog's just gonna get away. He's just gonna slide back behind the team there. Mercy really shouldn't have come over here to try and do that, but hey. Hey, okay, we dodged the Doomfist. This was getting very scary very quickly. I'm not really, like... No, I don't like it. I was like, if we could have pinned her into this room, it would have been good. But it's because if we could pin her into, like, that wall right there, that'd be good. But it's D.Va, so there's no way. She's always going to get back around that door before we can actually get her. Because she's got defense. Even, like, half a second of defense matrix is going to be enough to get her out of that room. So, no, actually, no, I don't like using the ult there. If it was anybody but D.Va, pretty much, we could have pinned them into that wall and, like, killed them. D.Va, it's not gonna happen. So I actually don't like using the ult there. And then it got very scary, because suddenly we had to try and, like, dodge the Doomfist and the Roadhog at the same time. We dodged the Doomfist, didn't dodge the Roadhog. Yeah, I didn't like the ult. I didn't like the ult. Doomfist up to no good over here. His whole team is basically dead right now, so even if he kills somebody here, it doesn't really matter, because his team's regrouping. Alright, so we're after the Tracer. We're after the Tracer. She's skedaddling. Okay. So when you are playing against somebody like Trace, well, when you're playing against Tracer, this isn't applicable to anybody else, really. Tracers do this thing. Anytime you're playing the hero that, like, counters Tracer, right? What Tracer players like to do is they drill a clip into you and they reload. While they're reloading, they blink. So you're doing something while you're reloading. You're not just, like, kind of standing there. So they'll shoot, reload, blink, then shoot again. So the best way to get them usually is wait for the reload, blink, then they're going to start shooting again. They're not going to blink while they're shooting because it's really hard to aim while you're doing that. So if you, like, wait for her to do the blink and then start shooting, she's not going to blink unless she does it on reaction, because they don't like to blink midstream of shots. So you, like, wait for the blink and then go for them, pretty much. Makes it easier to try and get the Tracer, rather than, like, anticipating the blink. You just wait for it to happen and then follow her, because she will want to empty the clip before she blinks again. Unless she just reacts to you, because she's a god, you know? In which case, what can you do? If fucking Jeff himself is playing Tracer and just is blessed with precognition, what can you do? You see that? Obviously, we couldn't have seen that. I just really liked Reaper's silhouette. As soon as someone comes around this fucking corner, I'm gonna fucking show him. I just like him stood right there. Damn, we even looked in the doorway, but he was, like, just tucked in enough that we didn't see him. So again, try and do the shoot hook instead. Especially with someone like Reaper, who you really need to kill, right? Like, if you just hook shoot Reaper, that never kills him. You need to do the shoot hook shoot to, like, have a chance. Even if you don't kill him, he's gonna be low enough that he's not gonna want to stay and, like, hash it out with you, right? Like, he's gonna try and skedaddle instead. Didn't manage to get around the corner, so we took the blast. But hey, she doesn't get a charge off of that blast, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, she's fucking dead. Tight. We've got D.Va now. That's nice. Ooh. Like, did he... That was... Like, he did that before we actually did anything, right? It was a read. It was a read. It was a read. I was like, did he do that by accident? Nah, that looked like a read. Unfortunately, we had neither of our cooldowns up to kill the Roadhog right there. We were more concerned with the Reaper situation, which is definitely understandable. Ooh, unfortunate. Would have been better to wait on that one. It was kind of an awkward angle. She was really close to the wall, so it was like a really... Because she could have just, like, took half a step to the right and it was never going to hit her, so, like, could have waited for a better angle on that attempted hook on the Ana, but, like, kind of didn't really matter. It was going to be really hard for her to do anything there. So, when did McCree fire right there? Because we want to, basically, we want to get this defense matrix out of the way, which we can do, because we can hook. He did it already. He's already clicked the button. We want to try and get the defense matrix out of the way. So, like, basically want to hook her immediately as soon as she puts the defense matrix up to try and get it out of the way for McCree since he was using Deadeye. Because she can't have it up while she's being hooked. But I don't think it would have actually mattered unless we did it, like, the frame she appeared, which, not terribly realistic, because he pushed the button real fast. So, anyway, now, last round. Fantastic. It went a lot better. Their team progressively became less annoying as time went by as well, so I'm a little more hopeful. Coming into this one. Trace was right around that corner, but we couldn't know. You know. Don't miss the hook. What can you say? You know. We did start getting shot in the back by the Tracer and just kind of ignored her. Oh, he's upset about that. Did just kind of try and ignore the Tracer, but if we killed the Baptiste, it would have been worth it. But we didn't kill the Baptiste. Yeah. It's okay. We're still winning this fight. They did capture the point, which is upsetting, because they are going to get, like, a little charge and delay us on it, but... yeah, it's going to be 7%. Hardly the end of the world, but a little upsetting that they got 7% when we could have tried to stop it. Is, you know, very unlikely to be the thing that loses us the game. but it could be. Ooh! We'll assume it was a read. We'll assume it was a read and not just luck. We could have maybe tried to go a little harder on it, but it was going to be hard to get the kill on Reinhardt from that position, so probably better to just give it up. We're after the Baptiste. Ooh! He was charging his knees. Yeah, you gotta be careful with Baptiste. If he's charging his knees, it's gonna be a hard one. Tragically, our hook wasn't up to try and catch Ash out of that, out of the halt. But, it's okay. We tried to kill Baptiste. This all started to turn into a mess pretty fast. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Genji, not as big of an example as the Tracer, but usually better to wait for him to dash. Unless you're just, like, really sure he isn't gonna dash, but, you know, usually better to wait for him to dash, particularly if you're trying to hook him after he uses Dragon Blade. Ooh, gotta point away faster. Hey, what can you say? You just gotta look away from the Genji faster. You know. What a real flat plane. I get it, it's out of bounds. Why waste time modeling that floor? Just, like, very clearly a 2D texture on the ground, you know? Which, to be fair, so is this. But, you know, whatever. It's less obvious than the one down there. So you got Hammond. Hammond's kind of annoying. Fun to bully. We'll assume that was a read. You can't, you know, you're not gonna make 100% of the reads. It's just not how it works. So they're skedaddling over there. Genji's using Dragon Blade. Alright, so, that could have been real unpleasant if we got pinned through that minefield. But conveniently it didn't happen. But it could have been real wonky. Trance was happening. I wonder if that could have actually killed us through Trance. Maybe. Especially if, like, Zen lost us for half a second. Ooh, big dodge. Ooh, right into the flashbang. Should have probably hooked him right there. Not really with the intent to kill the Reinhardt. Just, like, I don't know how close he is to the guy on the other side of him from this angle, pretty much. Might have ended up hooking the Roadhog, but, like, probably better to try and hook him sooner. We could have gone harder. We could have gone harder to try and kill him right there. It was pretty safe. Like, we're still pretty healthy. You know, he's real close to us. We're tucked away. We could have gone harder to try and finish him off right there. Had a decent chance of pulling it off. Like, he was pretty far out. So, Roadhog, or Hammond, pretty hard to kill as Roadhog unless you have extra CC. He does kind of just get to roll away from you unless he really fucks up. That was a big read on that hook. I didn't like that one too much. I was just like, hope he comes back. Again, shoot, hook, melee, or shoot, hook, shoot, you know, just general. Pretty much always good to do unless you only have one bullet in your gun. Did we only have, we might have only had one bullet in our gun. I wasn't looking, to be honest with you. Which I should look at. I always forget to look at, like, when people reload, but that's kind of important. I'm just never thinking about it. Particularly for someone like Roadhog, you only get 5 shots, and those 5 shots are really important. Remember when he only used to have 4 shots? Dark times. So we decided we want him dead, and I understand. Oh, he was charged. What a hopeful boy. There's a Bob somewhere, but I don't know where it, that's like Lucio 101, and we fell for it. You know, ooh, Genji's using Dragon Blade. That feels like it shouldn't be necessary at this point, though I guess if they win that fight, they don't need to win another one, so he might as well. He actually didn't kill anybody with it, so I guess it might have been more necessary than I thought. Like, that fight felt like it was going really badly. I guess it wasn't going as badly as I thought it was. Anyway, so we're back now. There's Genji. Genji used Dragon Blade, so I'm not super concerned about him right now. That got very scary, but we're okay. We're out of there. Oh, they're all dead. Fantastic. We didn't have to do anything to win this fight. Amazing. We just had to be here. That's it. So they're gonna be rushing back. There's a good chance we can catch somebody by themselves now. It's Reaper, unfortunately, is the one we found by himself, which isn't ideal. That was good. That was good to wait here, because that was the most likely path he was gonna take once he ran into resistance. So it was good to wait in that hallway for him to come back in. Way too early on the hook. Ah, they managed to get him. Ooh, purple. Ooh, asleep. Yep, have to try and take a breather just to live, but unfortunately we were purple, so, you know. Life is hard pretty much on that one. Like, I do think this was the right play. We didn't shoot him before we hooked him again, which would have killed him again because he had 100 health. Or less than 100 health. And then, you know, hooked the Genji way too soon. Yeah, you know, then all this happens, and what can you do? If you're purple and sleepy, what can you do? You be sad as Roadhog, that's what you do. Yeah, I think it was the right play, we just didn't execute it properly, which, you know. Roadhog's a very execution-based hero. Particularly, as far as tanks go, he's definitely not the most execution-heavy, that's definitely Hammond, but, you know, he's up there. I might be tempted to say that Orissa's more execution-heavy than Roadhog, actually. Because, like, Roadhog has the hook and the aim in general, but, like, there's a lot of, like, subtle stuff you can fuck up on Orissa that people don't really think about. As well as aim better being good. Anyway, so there was a question in the email. I don't have it open right now, but the gist of it was, how do I not feed ult charge as Roadhog? Because, you know, something you have to worry about is Roadhog. So, like, in a game like this, there's, like, a lot of people coming at us from multiple angles. There's a lot of flankers and divers in this game, generally. It got a little better as time went by, but there were a lot of them. There's not much you can really do to stop that, because, like, that's their flankers and flankers anyway. Like, filler for them is bully tanks, you know? So you're gonna end up feeding some ult charge to them unless you're a god and you just hook them every time. The answer is really boring, unfortunately. It's literally just, like, use walls and cover as much as you can. Particularly relevant depending on, like, what kind of tank you're playing with. Because if you're playing with, like, Reinhardt, then that's a shield that you can usually rely on. Usually. Depends on the Reinhardt. But, like, Orisa, Sigma, Hammond, Winston, like, you can't rely on the other tanks. You just have to be, like, really conscious of what kind of cover you're using and where you're standing. Because that's, like, how you end up feeding ult charge as Roadhog, is you're just kind of, like... Because it's really easy to be, like... It's really hard to die as Roadhog, right? Unless you do something particularly egregious, it's very hard to die as Roadhog. So you kind of end up in this position where you're, like... Or not this position, you end up in, like, this mindset where you're, like... I'm just gonna, like, go out there and, like, shoot at the boys and not have to worry about it too much, right? Because you know that, like, if something hairy happens, you'll probably be fine, because take a breather is really good. So that really encourages Roadhog players to just kind of, like, stand out there and just, like, shoot at people. Or, like, go off on missions, you know, where you, like, you know that unless you go really far out, you'll probably go back. So Roadhog players are, like, kind of inclined to go pretty far out to try and hook somebody, but that usually ends up in you resulting in you taking, like, half your health and damage, and then you have to run back taking a breather, you know? So you, like, be careful about doing that kind of thing, pretty much, and just be, like, really conscious of where you're standing. Like, it's a really boring answer, but that's kind of it. Because, yeah, and I mean, I do it, you know? I catch myself doing this, where I'm like, I'm big, I can stand where I want, because I won't die, but yeah, that's not the only thing you have to think about when you're playing a tank. You have to think about how much you're feeding. D.Va also has to worry about this, but D.Va takes a more active role in combat as well, right? Where you have to be diving in on people a lot, so it's harder for D.Va. Roadhog, like, you know, use cover, because, like, projectile gun, it's really easy to peek a corner over and over again, right? Like, a lot of Roadhog players just kind of stand out in the open shooting, but, like, you can, like, or you don't even need a projectile gun. Like, you can just, like, peek a corner over and over and over again, right? You just, like, boop, shoot, boop, shoot, boop, shoot, you know, back in and out and over again. You can do that with most points in the game. King of the Hill maps, not so much. Generally not very choke point based as far as they go. But, like, basically every map has some kind of corner that you can just be peeking repetitively. And then, you know, if you're trying to hook somebody, which you generally are, you can, like, you peek over and over again, you'll see an opportunity sooner or later, and you're just minimizing the amount of time you spend out in the open. It's a really boring answer, but that's it. Basically be, like, careful of your mindset when you're playing Roadhog, because it is really, you got 600 health and a real good panic button. It's real easy to just be like, I go wherever I want. But you gotta try and, like, not do that. It's a really boring answer, but that's kind of it. There's no special strat, really. Employ strategic use of Roadhog's ass is also another one, because his head is forward on his model. People behind Roadhog can't headshot him. Or if they can, it's extremely hard. So if you're reloading, turn around. Harder to do on console, obviously, where turning is a bit more of a commitment, but like, if you're reloading, you're not really doing anything. You just turn around. They can't headshot you, so they'll do less damage to you. Take a breather, turn around. They can't headshot you, they'll do less damage, you know? Anytime you're really just trying to run away, turn around so they can't shoot you in the head. You know, that's kind of like the only like real Roadhog specific trick. The rest is really just like be careful of using cover pretty much. It's a very boring answer, but that's all I've got really, I'm afraid. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you felt I answered your question from the email inadequately, please let me know and I will try to expand further. If you haven't already, you could join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them. Or just shitpost with us. I start streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.